Good evening, my fellow Americans. I had to come to you live because I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed because of an experience that I'm having, an experience that I'm going through, and I wanted to share this experience with you so that you're prepared. When you're dealing with private money lending or borrowing money and dealing with real estate and dealing with homes, here's some things to look out for. When you borrow the money, some of these lenders, you borrow from a private money person. You send in your first mortgage payment. Here's what they'll do to you. They'll sit on that first mortgage payment. You send in number two. When you send in number two, they will then send your account out to be serviced by an outside servicer. Companies like FCI or other companies like that, all they do is they collect money on behalf of private beneficiaries or private owners because they don't work with the banks. They work with people that lend money privately, whether or not it's investment firms. They do the accounting for them, they do the billing, they do the foreclosing. Well, here's what you need to understand. It is so simple and easy to come into your life, lend you money, and rip you off of your home. And trust me when I tell you, they'll do it to you. Here's what they'll do. You'll take out a loan with your equity in your property to try to get your property fixed. You will then send in your mortgage payment to that private investor, one-man show, whoever he or she might be. They will then turn around and sit on top of your payment, wait for you to send in a second one. At that point, they might open up a servicing account with a private servicer, such as companies like FCI or PLM. And what they basically do is collect the money on behalf of the investor to make sure that they do all the paperwork. So they send you out the billing statements, they do all the accounting, and they get paid for doing so. It's not free, and it's billed all back to you, by the way. But let me tell you why these guys steal your money or steal your property and steal your equity. You come in, you take out a loan, first or second position, you send in your payment, they sit on top of it because it comes to them directly. Next month, you send in your payment, they sit on top of it directly. Following month, you're going to get a letter from the servicer saying you are in default. You're in default of payment because they never received your first payment. So you took out a loan in December. Let's say your first payment was in January. You're going to get that letter in March asking you for payments that they said they never got. And guess what? You knew you sent them in, didn't you? You sent it to your broker. Well, your broker or the lender, private money or otherwise, sat on top of your payment, never sent it in intentionally. Now when they hire the servicer 30 days later, you are already 2 months behind. They have the right to put you in default because they never got both payments from you. They're just doing their job. And once you're in default, they'll make you pay the property tax, the insurance. So even if you had $1,000 a month mortgage payment, it can now become $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 because they're forcing you to pay the payment, the property tax, and insurance. And if you don't have the money, now you're already in default, which means default means that we're letting everybody know publicly you're behind on payment. 3 months after that, you're in foreclosure, fully executed with only 30 days left. The maximum amount of time you get in most cases is 120 days. 90 days to go through the notice of default process, 30 days before you go to sale. You don't have to make any mistakes other than trying to borrow money from the wrong person or the right person, in this case, and realize that they can set you up to steal your property, steal your home, steal your equity. It could be your commercial building, your office building, your apartment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.